Final results for the boxing competition at the 1968 Summer Olympics. Results: Light flyweight first round, Taha Aziz def. David Nata 4-1. Hubert Skripchak def. Mohammad Sohem 5-0. Joseph Donovan def. Georgi Gedo TKO 2. Robert Aratavizjar def. Ignacio Espinal walkover. Alberto Morales def. Franco Udella 5-0. Bernd Engelmeyer def. Manolo Viceroy 3-2. Victor Zaporoges def. Yunji Watanabe 5-0. Ji Yongju def. Douglas Agada TKO 2. Second round, Gabriel Agan def. Stefan Alexandrov 4-1. Harlan Marbali def. Fuat Temel 5-0. Carter Garunatan def. Bele 5-0. Francisco Rodriguez def. Rafael Carbonell 5-0. Hubert Skripchak def. Taha Aziz 4-1. Joseph Donovan def. Robert Aratavizjar 5-0. Alberto Morales def. Bernd Engelmeyer TKO 1. Ji Yongju def. Victor Zaporoges 3-2. Quarterfinals, Harlan Marbali def. Gabriel Agun 5-0. Francisco Rodriguez def. Carter Karunatan TKO 2. Hubert Skripchak def. Joseph Donovan 3-2. Ji Yongju def. Alberto Morales 3-2. Semi-finals, Francisco Rodriguez def. Harlan Marbali 4-1. Ji Yongju def. Hubert Skripchak 4-1. Final, Francisco Rodriguez def. Ji Yongju 3-2. Flyweight quarterfinals, Servilio de Oliveira def. Joseph Destimo 5-0. Ricardo Delgado def. Tetsuaki Nakamura 5-0. Artur Olech def. Nikolai Novikov TKO 2. Leo Awabwogo def. Tiba Badari 3-2. Semi-finals, Ricardo Delgado def. Servilio de Oliveira 5-0. Artur Olech def. Leo Awabwogo 3-2. Final, Ricardo Delgado def. Artur Olech 5-0. Bantamweight quarterfinals, Valerian Sokolov def. Samuel Mabugwa 5-0. Eiji Morioka def. Michael Dowling 4-1. Eridadi Makwanga def. Roberto Cervantes 5-0. Chankyo Chal def. Horst Rascher 5-0. Semi-finals, Valerian Sokolov def. Eiji Morioka 5-0. Eridadi Makwanga def. Chankyo Chal 4-1. Final, Valerian Sokolov def. Eridadi Makwanga TKO 2. Featherweight quarterfinals, Philip Orange def. Miguel Garcia 4-1. Antonio Roldan def. Valery Plotnikov 4-1. Alberta Robinson def. Abdulhadi Kalafala 5-0. Ivan Mikhailov def. Saifi Tata 5-0. Semi-finals, Antonio Roldan def. Philip Orange 3-2. Alberta Robinson def. Ivan Mikhailov 4-1. Final, Antonio Roldan def. Alberta Robinson DSQ 2. Lightweight quarterfinals, Kalistrat Cutoff def. Stoyan Pilichev 4-1. Ronnie Harris def. Muhammad Murali 5-0. Zvonimir Vujin def. Luis Minami 5-0. Joseph Gruzin def. Enzo Petrilia 5-0. Semi-finals, Ronnie Harris def. Kalistrat Cutoff 5-0. Joseph Gruzin def. Zvonimir Vujin 5-0. Final, Ronnie Harris def. Joseph Gruzin 5-0. Light welterweight quarters-finals, Jerzy Kooley def. Peter Typel 3-2. Arto Nielsen def. Peter Stoichev, TKO 2. James Warlington, def. Kim Sao-young, 5-0. Enrique Riga-Ifas, def. Yevgeny Frolov, 3-2. Semi-finals Jerzy Koulé, def. Arto Nielsen, 5-0. Enrique Riga-Ifas, def. James Warlington, 4-1. Final Jerzy Koulé, def. Enrique Riga-Ifas, 3-2. Welterweight quarterfinals Manfred Werk, def. Celil Sandal, 4-1. Vladimir Musalamov, def. Alfonso Ramirez, 5-0. Mario Giletti, def. Armando Muniz, 4-1. Joseph Bessala, def. Victor Zilberman, TKO 3. Semi-finals Manfred Werk, def. Vladimir Musalamov, 3-2. Joseph Bessala, def. Mario Giletti, 5-0. Final Manfred Werk, def. Joseph Bessala, 4-1. Light middleweight quarterfinals John Lee Baldwin, def. Eustachio Benitez, 5-0. Rolando Garbi, def. Eric Blake, Co. 1. Boris Lagutin, def. Janos Kavacci, TKO 3. Gunther Mayer, def. David Jackson, 5-0. Semi-finals Rolando Garbi, def. John Lee Baldwin, 4-1. Boris Lagutin, def. Gunther Mayer, 4-1. Final Boris Lagutin, def. Rolando Garbi, 5-0. Middleweight first round Raul Marrero, def. Saulo Hernandez, DSQ 2. Chris Finnegan, def. Titus Simba, 5-0. Simon Georgiev, def. Mario Kazati, 4-1. Al Jones, def. Marcelo Quinones, 5-0. Mate Parlov, def. Lachin Arhidas, 5-0. Alexei Kislyov, def. Antoine Abaring, 5-0. Jan van Ispelen, def. Miguel Villagrán, TKO 2. Second round Agustin Zaragoza, def. Dinsdale Wright, 5-0. Jan Hedgeluck, def. Norberto Freitas, TKO 1. Wisław Rudkowski, def. Charles A. Moscow 2. Alexei Kislyov, def. Matthias Almer, 4-1. Chris Finnegan, def. Evald Wishart, 3-2. Mate Parlov, def. Jan van Ispelen, 4-1. Al Jones, def. Raul Marrero, 5-0. Quarterfinals Agustin Zaragoza, def. Jan Hedgeluck, 4-1. Alexei Kislyov, def. Wisław Rudkowski, 5-0. Chris Finnegan, def. Mate Parlov, 5-0. Al Jones, def. Simon Georgiev, 4-1. Semi-finals Alexei Kislyov, def. Agustin Zaragoza, TKO 1. Chris Finnegan, def. Al Jones, 4-1. Final Chris Finnegan, def. Alexei Kislyov, 3-2. Light heavyweight quarterfinals Georgy Stankov, def. Bernard Milhebra, 5-0. Danis Bosniakas, def. Jurgen Schlegel, 5-0. Ion Monia, def. Fatih Ayonla, 3-2. Stanislaw Dragon, def. Walter Facchinetti, 4-1. Semi-finals Danis Bosniakas, def. Georgy Stankov, 5-0. Ion Monia, def. Stanislaw Dragon, 4-1. Final Danis Bosniakas, def. Ion Monia walkover. Heavyweight first round George Foreman, def. Lucian Trailer, 4-1. Ion Alex, def. John Coker, 5-0. Kirill Pandov, def. Milos Peter, 3-2. Giorgio Bambini, def. Dieter Renz, 5-0. Rudy Lubas, def. Talat Eldassan, DSQ 2. Joaquin Rocha, def. Adonis Ray, 4-1. Bernd Anders, def. Nancio Carrillo, TKO 1. Jonas Cephalis, def. William Wells, TKO 3. Quarterfinals George Foreman, def. Ion Alex TKO 3. Giorgio Bambini def. Kirill Pandov 5-0. Joaquin Rocha def. Rudy Lubbers 3-2. Jonas Cephalis def. Bernd Anders Co 3. Efren Ortega 3 draw. Matthew Alvarado draw. Semi-finals George Foreman def. Giorgio Bambini Co 2. Jonas Cephalis def. Joaquin Rocha TKO 2. Final George Foreman def. Jonas Cephalis TKO 2. Medal table.